2 years after revolutionising the motocross world with its fuel-injected engine, Suzuki's championship-winning RM-Z450 motocrosser has again raised the bar, with the new 2010 model boasting a host of upgrades, including a further improved engine, a new frame and new suspension, ensuring this package is set to keep the Suzuki RM-Z450 at the front of the pack. Pioneered by Suzuki, the electronic fuel injection system is even better with a reverse throttle valve movement, directing mist away from the valve to produce more power and enhance throttle response. Further enhancing throttle response and power throughout its rev range, the 449cc 4-stroke cylinder liquid-cooled double overhead cam 4-valve engine features a new cylinder head, new piston, crankshaft, throttle body, camshafts and new valve springs. 2010 RM-Z450 riders will also benefit from significant chassis and suspension developments. A new, more rigid twin-spar aluminium frame is accompanied by a new subframe, linkage and rear swing arm. And enhanced race-bred Showa suspension helps provide sharper handling, improved manoeuvrability and maximum traction. The new RM-Z450 also comes equipped with a new radiator and significant electrical upgrades, including ECU revisions, and runs an aggressive signature look with bold new graphics featuring Suzuki's traditional champion yellow livery. It's the ultimate motocross weapon and naturally will be Chad Reed's weapon of choice when he returns home to race later this year. The 2010 Suzuki RM-Z450 is available in Australia now. And for a competitive quote on your fire and theft insurance, call QBE Insurance, the motorcycle insurance specialists. Okay, for the final time this series, let's hear what the boys thought.
When I first saw the bike, I must say it didn't look like it had any changes at all. That's me looking at it, from last year's model. It looks exactly the same to me, but obviously there's been quite a few changes made to it. The first thing you notice about this bike is definitely the way that it turns and handles. It certainly handles a lot better than last year's model, there's no doubt about that. I would say because it turns so well, it would have to be through the frame. You seem to be in a better position and it seems to hold that corner a lot better.
When Brendan rang up and said we're going to be riding the 010 RM-Z450, I was pretty darn happy about it, especially being the newest one here, first one in Australia, having a spin. Fantastic. Finally, a bike that comes out of the crate and looks ready to go. You don't have to do anything to it. It's really, really appealing to the eye, really good quality grip of seat.
Well, the power delivery on this bike is sensational. That's probably the only word I would be able to describe it as. For someone like me that's an intermediate rider, it's got very easy power to ride with. It certainly doesn't come all on in one hit and it does spread its way out. It's got a lot of top end, but it certainly has got very, very usable power and friendly power. That's the most important thing with this bike. It's very, very user-friendly.
I would imagine that this RM-Z450 would be best suited for your intermediate and above racer. But in saying that, this thing is so easy to ride, so smooth to ride, a beginner could actually ride it. There's not too many bikes that you can pull out of a box and feel comfortable on it and attack the track like we have done today. The only one problem I did have, which is unusual, was over jumping, because the tractability of the power and everything was just so smooth. But in saying that, didn't bottom out. Suspension handled it front and back.
One of the good things about this bike is what comes with it stock standard with a fuel injection now. It's a plug-in. It's like jetting the bike. Say you're in a rainy conditions or the weather isn't probably perfect, you plug in one of these and it's like the old 2-strokes jetting the bike. And I think that's a great move by Suzuki, because if you do have problems, click this in and away you go.
For the first time in a long time, there is nothing I would change on this bike. Generally, you would change the exhaust pipe, for instance. That's usually one of the first things to go. Don't need to. It's got more than enough power. The suspension's set up perfectly for my weight, 85 kilos. Good quality bars, good quality grip of seat, looks the part. Nothing, absolutely nothing to do. Fuel and go.
It's time to let the pro go! Oh wow, the 2010 model comes out on top of the leaderboard. The Fro's got to be happy with the conditions of the track, they're perfect. Can he do the same on the quarter mile? The Fro keeps it pinned all the way to the stopper for a 7.87 on his final quarter mile. Good to see him give everything in the final test. Thanks very much, Fro.